studying your last two. I swim med when they turned in. The styren down to mute. And can land a pole that sunk he died.
When a taxpayer owns an investment account jointly with other people, the most important question is not simply, what amount appears on the T5? The important question is, what is this taxpayer's share of the investment income? Let's use the example shown here. Mary, Martin, and Jane jointly own a US dollar investment account. Each person has a 1/3 ownership interest. During the year, the investment earns $12,000 of interest. The T5 shows the total interest of $12,000 in box 13. But that $12,000 is the total for the joint investment. It is not automatically the amount that each person reports on their individual tax return. Because the three owners each have a 1/3 share, we divide the total interest by 3. $12,000 divided by 3 gives $4,000. Therefore, Mary reports $4,000, Martin reports $4,000, and Jane reports $4,000. Before considering the required currency conversion, this is the key principle for joint investment accounts. The T5 may show the total interest, but each owner reports their proportionate share. As a tax preparer, you should therefore determine the ownership percentage before entering the interest income on the T1. Do not simply copy the entire amount from the T5 onto every owner's return. Doing that would cause the same income to be reported multiple times. Instead, start with the total interest. Determine the taxpayer's ownership percentage. Calculate their share, and then continue with the reporting process. In this example, the calculation is simple. $12,000 divided among 3 equal owners gives $4,000 for each owner. The next step is to convert that individual share into Canadian dollars before reporting it on the Canadian tax return. Now we need to take the taxpayer's share of the joint account interest and convert it into Canadian dollars. Let's continue with Mary's example. The joint investment account earned $12,000 of interest, and there are 3 equal owners. Mary's 1/3 share is therefore $4,000. Because Mary is preparing a Canadian tax return, she cannot simply report the $4,000 as $4,000 of Canadian income. The foreign currency amount must first be converted into Canadian dollars. The course uses the average annual exchange rate for the applicable tax year. For this example, the exchange rate is $1 equal to 1.32 Canadian dollars. So we take Mary's $4,000 share and multiply it by 1.32. $4,000 multiplied by 1.32 equals 5,280 Canadian dollars. That $5,280 is the Canadian dollar amount that Mary will use when reporting her interest income. The process is therefore straightforward. First, start with the total interest shown on the T5. Second, determine the taxpayer's ownership percentage. Third, calculate that taxpayer's share of the interest. Fourth, if the income is in a foreign currency, convert that share into Canadian dollars using the applicable average annual exchange rate. And finally, use the Canadian dollar amount for the T1 reporting. One important point is that the exchange rate shown here is the example used in the course. When preparing an actual return, the applicable exchange rate for the relevant tax year must be used. The key idea to remember is, determine your share first, convert that share to Canadian dollars, and only then report the income on the Canadian tax return. Now let's complete the process and see exactly how a taxpayer's share of joint account interest reaches the T1 return. We'll continue with Mary's example. The joint investment account generated $12,000 of interest, and Mary owns 1/3 of the account. The first step is to identify her ownership percentage. Mary owns 1/3, so her share of the $12,000 of interest is $4,000. The next step is currency conversion. Because the interest is reported in US dollars, Mary needs to convert her $4,000 share into Canadian dollars using the applicable average annual exchange rate. Using the course example rate of 1.32 Canadian dollars for each US dollar, 4,000 US dollars becomes 5,280 Canadian dollars. That $5,280 is Mary's reportable interest amount in Canadian dollars. The next step is the T1 return. The Canadian dollar amount is reported on line 12,100, interest and other investment income. So the complete flow is: start with the joint T5, determine Mary's ownership percentage, calculate her share, convert that share to Canadian dollars, and then report the Canadian dollar amount on line 12,100. There is another important part of this process: documentation. If the account is jointly owned, keep supporting information such as the joint account statement, an ownership agreement where applicable, and records showing the ownership percentages. Why does this matter? Because if the Canada Revenue Agency asks why the investment income was divided in a particular way, the taxpayer should be able to support the allocation. It is also important to remember that the CRA can compare T5 information with the amounts reported on the T1. If a T5 is issued only in one person's name, even though the investment is jointly owned, the joint account situation should be clearly identified, and the taxpayer should report only their proportionate share. As a tax preparer, use this 4-step checklist. First, determine ownership. Second, calculate the taxpayer's share. Third, convert foreign currency income into Canadian dollars when required. And fourth, report the taxpayer's share on line 12,100 and retain appropriate supporting documentation. The most important takeaway is this: don't automatically report the total amount shown on the T5. Determine the taxpayer's actual share, convert it to Canadian dollars when necessary, and report that share correctly on the T1 return.